Have you ever felt like building discipline is just this constant uphill battle? Well, today, we're going to flip that script entirely. We're going to dive into how you can build habits that actually stick by working with your brain, not fighting against it. Let's get into it. You know the feeling. We've all been there. You set a big goal, you're fired up, you're motivated, and then a few weeks later, it all just fizzles out. And what's the first thing we do? We blame ourselves, right? We feel that sense of shame, thinking there's just something wrong with us, that we're just not strong enough.
But what if I told you that entire way of thinking is, well, it's just wrong? Neuroscience is pretty clear on this. It's not some deep moral failing. It's actually a fundamental misunderstanding of how your brain is wired.
All right, so first things first. Let's just completely dismantle this idea of the willpower delusion, the myth that just trying harder is the key to everything.
Here's the absolute truth about your brain. It is a survival machine. Over millions of years, it's been hardwired for one thing: keeping you alive. That means conserving energy, seeking out quick, easy rewards, and avoiding effort whenever possible. It couldn't care less about your 5-year plan.
And that creates this massive conflict, right? Our ancient biological programming is constantly clashing with the demands of our modern world.
It really is a design conflict. You've got this lazy hunter-gatherer brain that's programmed to want the quick dopamine hit from scrolling through social media, but your modern life demands the focus and delayed gratification it takes to finish a big project. So see, it's not a personal failing, it's just biology.
And this is exactly what James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, is talking about. He says it's not about brute force. The people who seem the most disciplined, they aren't superhuman. They've just designed better systems that actually work with their brain's nature.
So where do we even start? The first step is to stop trying to change yourself and instead change your environment. Because your environment, it's the invisible architect of almost everything you do.
Look, trying to rely on willpower alone is a battle you are going to lose. I mean, think about it. When you're tired, you're stressed, or you're just having an off day, your brain is always going to default to the easiest possible option. A poorly designed environment will win that fight every single time.
This is where a really cool concept called choice architecture comes into play. It's all about engineering your surroundings so that the good decisions are the easiest, most obvious ones to make. It's about being smart with your design, not just relying on willpower. So let's make this super practical. You want to read more? Don't hide your book in a drawer. Put it right on your pillow where you can't miss it. Trying to get up and work out in the morning? Lay out your workout clothes the night before. You're reducing the friction, making the good habits almost automatic.
Okay, so your environment is set up for success. What's next? Now we get to do the really cool part, hacking your brain's existing routines. There's this amazing strategy, also from James Clear, called habit stacking. And it is an incredibly powerful way to install new behaviors because you're using the neural pathways that are already built into your brain. You're not starting from zero. The formula itself is it's brilliantly simple. All you do is find something you already do on autopilot, like making your morning coffee. And then you just latch your new habit right onto it. For example, after I make my morning coffee, I will write 1 page in my journal. So why on earth does this work so well? It's because you're taking the decision-making right out of the equation. You're hijacking an existing routine to create this unstoppable momentum. You see how all of this ties together? It aligns perfectly with what are called the 4 laws of behavior change. Procrastination isn't some deep character flaw. It's just a design problem. When you make a good habit obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying, you're no longer fighting your brain. You're literally giving it exactly what it wants. And finally, let's get to what I think is the most transformative, game-changing idea of all.
This quote from James Clear, man, it just says everything. Your future isn't defined by your big, lofty ambitions. It's defined by the little systems you run every single day. That's what determines where you end up. Because here's the deepest truth. Real, lasting discipline doesn't come from forcing yourself to do new things. It comes from a shift in your identity. The goal isn't just to work out. It's to become the kind of person who doesn't miss workouts. See the difference? Think of it like this. Every single small action you take is a vote for the type of person you want to become. Every time you write a page, you're casting a vote for I am a writer. And over time, those votes build up and create this powerful new identity that makes the habits feel natural.
So in the end, you realize discipline isn't the goal you have to chase after. It's the natural outcome, It's a side effect of a life that is simply well-designed. It's a reflection of a mind that has stopped fighting with itself and has started building a better path forward.
So here's the big takeaway for you today. Stop waiting around for motivation to strike. Start designing. Ask yourself, what's the very first habit I can redesign to make discipline the easy, inevitable choice? Let that be your starting point.